And welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Conversations with Eli Moon. I'm your host, Eli Moon. This is the Inside Edge Network, and I am absolutely thrilled to be back here with you. We had a hiatus last week, but I'm excited because we have a great guest here for the conversation this week. It is an artist from a lot warmer weather right now than us Ohio guys, everybody out here. But it is my guy, DeVonte from San Antonio, Texas. DeVonte, how are we feeling, man?
Hey, what's good with it, Eli? Man, we staying blessed, bro. Blessed on this side. We keep God first and everything, and we keep going to maintain it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's good to see you, man. I last time I saw you was September in person. It was when Cliche and I we went down and we performed in San Antonio at Studio 210. It was you, Ruthless June, Lil Yoda, myself, and Cliche on that card, and we'll be back at Studio 210. We'll talk about that March 20th for Thriller in Texas Festival. I'll be back in Texas. You're there, but
Yeah.
I'll be getting there and seeing you again. But talk to me. I mean, I got a lot to talk about with you in terms of like I've seen the movies you've been making recently, but I kind of want to just for people that have never really got to know too much about you, the behind the story, or like the story behind the artist. I want to get to know DeVonte that way. So, kind of talk to me about like how music starts for you. Like, how did your passion for music kind of develop, and like when did you kind of start working on the craft itself?
Well, originally, bro, I started I would say maybe 2013. That's what really took it to an extreme. I started at a young age. Like at 10, I wanted to rap. I told everybody, I told my family, hey, I want to do this and that. Everyone was like, you should just stick to drawing. You should stick to doing other things besides rapping. It's something that doesn't come across as something that people would want to do. And I'm like, well, I want to be different. I want to set myself from everybody else. I have this talent and I know I got this talent. So originally, everybody was telling me to write my raps. And I was like, okay, well, I used to write other people's raps, whatever I felt like.
Yeah.
Oh, I was listening to it at the time I wrote it. And they were like, nah, 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 you got to write your raps. I was like, what do you mean? And everybody's telling me, hey, man, you got to write it like 16 bar format, structure it. And at 13 years old, I learned how to do all that stuff. My pops, he bought me my first drum machine, and that was an NPC Element. And that
Wow.
NPC Element, it took me from different spots in my career, just the littlest things. And that's how began. Humble beginnings in the country. I'm from a small town called Floresville, Texas. A30 representing Floresville. And there's nothing out there but dirt and grass, grime. It's 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 just quiet out there, quiet in nature.
Yeah.
Everything's just, it's kind of mm, it's a lot out there, but it's more like retirement city.
Yeah. So like creating was basically your way of like livening up the quiet time out there more so. Like you were able to liven it up.
Definitely, bro. And all the stuff that I went through as a kid, from different terrible kind of different aspects of my life, the depression I was dealing with as a kid, all the things that I used to deal with. I wrote it down. Everything I wrote down was on pen and paper.
Mm.
So I used to write down all my raps. Everybody in school knows me for writing raps. That's everybody. Everybody you say, hey, after we finished with our tests and stuff like that, guess what I was
Yeah.
doing? I was writing music.
Yep. I love it. I love it. And now obviously you're out here, you're doing shows. But where when did the first show for you happen? Like when did you start stepping out and performing in front of people in terms of like stages and concert shows, things of that nature?
Well, my first show, it was at prom. I'm not sure what year it was. I think it was 2021. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
that prom, it set it off from there. I had like what it was. I think it was two songs. It was called
Yeah.
A Natural Thing first, and then was Thoughts of Ballin'. Those two songs that really got me boosted up in my career. I made a song called Room Studio back in 2019 during a time it was kind of rough for me trying to get involved with the whole music thing. That's when I was trying to make my beats, and I was using type beats on the internet. Shout out my bro Merciless. um, he was the one that really was like, "Hey man, you should make the beats. You should do everything like that." And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to use this man's beat. I don't want to do any other beat. I want to just learn how to make my own and process everything like that.
Yeah. Okay. And
Man.
you're saying you performed at prom, like
Yeah,
your high school prom?
my high school
Okay.
prom. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, I know I'm not an older guy by any stretch. I'll be 29 in July, DeVonte. But you got me a little bit in terms of the years, bud. And that's so cool. But I mean, to perform at your prom, I mean, in front of like your peers, in front of the people you rock with, like that's something. Like that's definitely for your first show. That's a heck of a way to start, man.
It was, and I was an athlete too, so um,
Okay.
everybody had a nickname for me. My name was D Train. Everybody called me D Train back in the flow. It was D Train. I was the guy. I was running back, inside and outside linebacker. So I was a good athlete too. But I kind of wanted to pursue my music thing. So I got myself a job at McDonald's. Then it led into I was making money. So like, oh, let me invest into buying this type of equipment. Let me invest in a Focusrite. Let me invest in an audio technical mic or
Yeah.
different things like that. Because it's a shame, but when you really want to work on your career, you start from the basics. So what I had was I didn't have a studio mic like I do now. I don't have the things that I have now. I only had one drum machine, a very very small laptop with like shitty gigabytes. Everything was terrible about it, man.
Dude.
I
But
had a
you have to start somewhere, Devontae.
yeah,
You know?
bro, you gotta yeah, you gotta start somewhere, man. I had hangers, like wire hangers,
Yeah.
and I used to wrap them around the
Yep.
microphone. I had a thumbtack, like
Yep.
just like something on these walls, man. I had a thumbtack.
Yeah.
I hang it up on the fucking hanger, and that's how I started recording my music. And I didn't know about Audacity or nothing like that, any software equipment. So I was any quality, nothing, man. So I started recording off of voice recorder on a computer, shittiest quality ever, man. But I made it happen to where I could layer it on beats and freestyles and
Yeah.
shit. I was freestyling on other people's tracks, and I'm like, this is the most dumbest shit I can ever do, man. So I'm gonna start
Dude.
making my own beats.
But it's been so cool like seeing you because like you're talking about making your own beats now like and you have done that now and you have like tracks out one of my favorite down south boogie and
Yes,
there's
sir.
so many great tracks out there by you that you like obviously like you're talking here have put in the work producing you're writing you're
Yeah,
recording all this and that's not seen a lot in the industry and like in music really usually there's a lot of collaboration and I know yeah, me and you have had many conversations. You're not opposed to collaboration, but it seems like you're also one that hey, if I have the capability to do it, I'm gonna make sure I can do everything myself. And it seems like you've done that now with the production, with the writing, with recording. Now you're performing. You've been doing that for 5 years straight. So just seems like you're kind of like developing all these different traits, becoming like a Swiss Army knife almost.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. I do my own bookings. I do my own shows, my own production, engineering. I can go on, man. Like my own writer. I got my own ASCAP. Everything is cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say the main help in my life right now is my homeboy J Star. He's like
Okay.
my mentor. He's really putting me in the door. And man, last year was a crazy year for me. I was I wasn't in that mind frame. My mind frame was just being a regular person, getting a job and whatever. But then I moved out to San Antonio. Well, I mean, I've been out here in San Antonio, of course. I'm from the country. We used to come out here a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You when I started to move out here, that's when everything. I was going to these shows, these concerts, and I'm like, oh shoot, there's real artists out here that got a hunger and run for it, like I do. So why not use that potential, and I see in them, and I can do the same with me, and not quit with the music and just keep hustling and keep grinding with it.
Yeah.
So what I did was I took that same ambition that I had in Floresville, and I brought it over here to San Antonio. Like, and right now I'm doing very great with it. Last year my homeboy J Star, he got me. He was able to bring me out to Screw Day, DJ Screw, RIP.
Yeah.
Um, and I was able to meet a lot of the people that I grew up listening to. The Red Shop family, Body Boys. Um, it was a screwed up click. I can go for
Wow.
days, man. I could list a bunch of legendary artists that I met that day. Sibo, Spice One, Magma. I'm a big Spice One fan. So if
Yeah.
anybody knows me, they know a stuck. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start stuttering these Spice One songs because these songs are lit and legendary as
Yeah.
fuck. So
Well, and people know, like, obviously, like, you hear DJ Screw, people know around the United States, the world of DJ Screw, but they really in Texas, it's like it's different. Like, Chopped and Screwed is different in Texas. Can you kind of talk about that, like the influence of DJ Screw? Because you talked about going to obviously the celebration there. Can you kind of just talk about like the influence he's had on Texas music?
Well, the influence that Screw had is very major around here, especially it's not just in Houston. Like every spot in Texas, you'll see a slab creeping through. Like where I live right now, you'll see a bunch of slabs. They're gonna be swinging and banging. You know what I mean? That Screw right there. I'll be
Yep.
jamming my Screw tapes, my favorite Screw tapes. I jam every tape too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a must. When you're down in Texas, you have to jam some Screw, man, regardless of
Yeah.
anything. And even if it's an artist that was like, let's say, old school artist, rest in peace to Michael Watts. We just lost Michael Watts
Yeah.
last like in January, I believe. And it's crazy, man, because Swisher House and Screwed Up Click, they really had an influence on the South and Texas period. And
Yeah.
Screw is a big icon for me, man. I love Screw. Like, man, you see Screws on my wall right now. I dedicate
Yeah.
everything to UGK and Screw, man.
Yeah.
Three
You.
months, everything, man.
Yeah, you have DJ Screw up there. Who else do you have up there, Devontae, on that wall back there?
Man, I got Big Mike, Mr. Mike, No Limit, Street Military. Also, if you're from, anybody knows, Street Military is the shit. Gangsta Nip. What else I got?
Oh
Corey
man.
Keys.
Okay.
It's just like, man, these are legends on the wall right here. So I gotta dedicate everything to my
Yeah.
legends, OGs.
I love it. I love it. And you talked about some of your influences. I think the cool thing about Texas, and we have it here in Ohio too, but a lot of times in Ohio, guys and girls, whoever, people will venture off to the west, or they'll head out to New York, the East Coast, or somewhere. They start their like beginnings here in Ohio, but a lot of times you'll see guys venture off. I think something about Texas, and like I said, I think there is something I think what we're changing, the collective I'm a part of, Lahele, and I think the community we're building, we're changing that in terms of like you can build the empire here in Ohio and then expand it across, and well,
Oh
like I
yeah,
said, we'll be back in San Antonio in March. I mean, this month, in just a few weeks, and
Side by
you know,
Side
I,
Plus Two is gonna be lit.
yes, yes, and we'll talk. And I know you got some shows lined up. I want to talk to you about that as well. But talk to me about like Texas and like the merger of like different cities and like artists, right? Because up here, like you may see a Cleveland and a Cincinnati, another city here in Ohio. You may see them have a collaboration, or Akron. Sometimes a lot of Cleveland and Akron artists will collab,
Yeah.
but you don't see a ton of it. I would say it's more so Cleveland and Cleveland, or then you're going out of state with it. Do you see a lot of like Austin collaborating with San Antonio collaborating with like Dallas? Do you see a lot of that, or is it like are you is it more so like proud of your city and rocking with like San Antonio than if not San Antonio, it's out of state?
Well, that's a good question, bro. We have a lot of sometimes some people have a lot of diversity, and that's a problem because I'm down to work with anybody, and it doesn't matter where you're from. I don't care. See, like in Cleveland, y'all got Bone Thugs, Ohio, y'all got the you know a lot of people that
Yeah,
are represented too, So it's just we all got to come together on the same thing. We all trying to get into the same field. Like I'm gonna give you an example. So like if I want to work with an artist from Houston, that's easy because that's like people that I got love for. I got love for Houston. I got love for Austin. I got love for Dallas. So if anybody wants to work in my state that's down with me and that's down with the whole movement, we're gonna make it happen. And the thing is, we all gotta shine, man. let's be honest, we're all independent. We're all getting pennies off of our music. We're all starting from the littlest things, and you just gotta you just gotta be that one person to make a change. If you're not
Yeah.
willing to make that change, then you're not ready to develop in this whole music game, because unfortunately the music game isn't like the '90s no more. So we have to adapt to what's going on currently, and it's we got people like Lil Flip, man. Like we got Zero, Paul Wall, Slim, man. They're still living rich, bro. Like they're still living comfortably. You know what I'm saying? They're living like they got big things in life and their success. You'll
Yeah.
see Slim Thug out here in Dubai, and that's just off of his success from the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we got lots of love for our artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was out there, in 2023 South by Southwest, and Lil Flip had a, I think he had just had a release. He was doing like a release party or something out there in Austin. But this was back in 2023. I just remember like the pulse he had on the city. Like you're talking about, like these guys have like rocked out in Texas, have made their national name, but also are cool being in the state that they're from. And like I said, you don't see that a ton here in Ohio. You see a few guys. You mentioned MGK. See, obviously Bone Thugs. Like you see, like there's some legends that always come back to Cleveland. But I think that's something I recognize when I went to Texas. Is like, man, you walk in and like everybody's still here. Like everybody's still in the state that they're rocking. I think that's real cool. So
Yeah.
want to talk to you about this too. You have so much going on there in Texas, right? I mean, you got sports. I mean, football is huge out there, or down there, I should say. I mean, right now the Spurs are looking pretty good. I know you're a San Antonio guy, so the Spurs are looking pretty good.
Sir,
Uh,
yes, sir.
but there's so much going on. Yeah, and then DeVonte, I just I heard the rodeo was happening the other night in San Antonio. So there's so much going on, and it just seems like we try to figure out here in Ohio with like getting people to garner or what's the word I'm looking for? I guess draw into the buzz. Like, hey, why should I want to be a part of the community? Why should I want to be in this community and rock out with you guys? And I think we're doing a good job of that here in Ohio. And like I said, expanding. Why or what is the challenges you would say? Like, obviously, I mentioned the sports and like other things, but like, what are some of the challenges you would say of getting somebody to like a show right now? Because there's always, like I said, something going on. It seems like down there.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, man. San Antonio's been late ever since March Madness happened last year, bro. Like we've been on the road, man. Like we
Yeah,
had like last year, dude. Last year was crazy, bro. Like we had Travis Scott come out, bro. Shaquille O'Neal, bro. Like the
yeah,
legends, man. We had Doshi come out. Man, bro, Jelly Roll. Like we had a lot of people come out to San Antonio, bro. And now like we're getting the ball rolling, and that's why people are just I don't know why, but I just been seeing it lately. Like Kodak Black has been here just doing his thing.
yeah.
Um and it's just a
And
lot
you're
of
and you're in the scene, and you're in the scene. Not to interrupt you, my apology, but you're in the scene a lot. I have you obviously on social media on Instagram is where if it's a weekend, if it's a Saturday and it's about I don't know 7-8 o'clock Texas time, I know Devontae's somewhere. You're somewhere. It's either some cool
yeah.
cars around him, or you're at a show, or where do you find all these events? Do you just happen to just drive out and say, "Hey, I'm gonna find something," but I mean, like, are these planned or like? Because I find your stories some of the best. I think out of all of the people I follow, I think watching your stories on a weekend, seeing all the low riders and everything, I think that's so cool, man. Like, what? How do you structure your entertainment side away from like getting work done with music?
Man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. It looks fun on the outside. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of just fun events. You just gotta look it up too. Like, I look up these current events. Anybody's coming to San Antonio, I look it up on the internet. I if anybody's here, I try to let my people know. And hey, I send it to my friends. I'm like, I got what G Herbo's coming to San Antonio, or
Yeah.
the newest people are coming out of San Antonio. My homeboy Flip, like we just saw Flip like last month, for Valentine's Day, and
Mm.
it was good, bro. It's like, it's family. So
Yeah.
I consider my legends to like our homies to me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you just got to be in the right situation in the right places, and you just got to be like, I'm myself, bro. Like, I'm DeVonte.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
easy for me to just be like, hey, just meet an artist, and it's like it's mutual. You just show love. When you show love to somebody, you get it back. But
Yes.
you have to constantly like know, like, hey, you're they're a person too. Let's be honest, they're a person too. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I'm so with you, Devontae. And I'll be honest, the first interaction I ever had with you was a text message that came in about, I don't know, maybe a month or so before the show in September at Studio 210. And I got a text, and it comes in. It's from a 210 area code, and I'm like, it's like, hey, Eli, this is Devontae. I'm an artist out of San Antonio. I'm looking to perform. Is there any openings on the slots or any slots available? And I remember
Mhm.
like we were able to. I was like, man, how can I not put another San Antonio guy on there? We're coming down to your guys' city. We're rocking out with you. So I appreciate somebody like me. I appreciate that ambition, Devontae, because like, and we're going to talk about it here with what you got coming up here next week or the week after or so.
Mhm.
South by Southwest is coming up so quick, but we're going to talk about that. But your ambition, like you're just going out and getting these shows, and you're because you're in the community, because you're constantly like talking with people, and like I said, if you're and you see how to follow him at Devontae 210 TX. So if you need a good story watch on the weekends, I'm telling you, he's out there, he's doing his thing, man.
For sure.
But just talk to me about like you talked about paying homage and like showing love to everybody. You do this down south boogie song, and then you do the down south boogie remix. You like run this challenge. Can you talk to me about like all of that? What went into the song itself, and then the challenge, like the remix? Can you talk to me about that?
Okay, so Down South Boogie, I started Down South Boogie when I was in high school. And that song, it just came up in my head. I wanted to do a dance. I saw everybody in my pep rallies was doing like little dances or whatever. And so I was like, man, let me come up with something that's, cool. I don't cuss in my music. So, maybe later on I will. I don't know. But I don't cuss in my music. But it may slip,
Yeah.
but, I don't do it all the time.
Yeah,
But
I got. Is that and real quick? Is that like you prefer not to? You just prefer to rather keep it clean, like family centric.
I'm gonna keep it a bug with you, bro. My family never let me listen to like dirty stuff like when I was a kid, and
Gotcha.
they're like, if you want to rap, you're gonna clean. It's gonna be clean. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it. I wanted to oh bitch oh I wanted to like I wanted to cuss like I was ready to cuss or whatever, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, it's I got people watching. I got my family. I got a big audience, so
Mm.
I can't be saying the type of things that I would say when I'm like off camera. You know what I'm saying, or off the mic.
Yeah.
But Down South Boogie came from just me playing around in the studio, making these. You know what I'm saying? I made the hi
Yeah.
hats first, then I made the hi hats just like the. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shoot, the drum. I had the drums on it. I made it off of my MPK, and man, from there on, I had looped these tracks in my head, and I'm like, man, do the down south when you boogie, do the down south. You know what I'm saying? I added the
Yep.
melodies to it, and I'm like, oh shit. And when I made it, I went outside of my hallway, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this is the shit right here.
Yeah. It
This is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
that song's tough, bro. That song's tough.
I
And
appreciate
then
that, bro.
of course, talk to me like so. The remix, did it come like right after, or did you like wait like for the challenge part? Because like I said, you rolled that out. I still want to jump on the challenge part here. I wanna try to get a verse
It's
going
still
here from
up, man.
Ohio.
It's
Okay,
still up, bro. Like, we
all
gonna
right,
make it happen, bro.
all right.
But the remixes, bro, I got I got a bunch of remixes. I got the remixes. Shout out to my bro, Free Westside Free, bro. Got the remix featuring Westside Free and J Baby. Shout out to my bros right there. They're my bros from Houston. I got like a whole H Town collab. So like, man, I got my homeboy J Star. He's finna hop on this Downside Boogie remix. But like,
Yeah,
we made separate remixes for the song. You know, I produced it. I told him, hey man, you know, I want you to check this out. You know, it's gonna be like a compilation of Downside Boogies. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
put it like it's something different. Nobody's ever really done like a remix collaboration that's like different with different beats on it. So it's gonna be different down south boogies. It's gonna be my version with J Baby and West Side Free, Point Mafia Records. You know, so that's gonna be that version. And then I'm
Yeah,
gonna have another version with my home, which is me and my homeboy J Star. That's gonna be like a dirty remix. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
love it. I
if
love
anybody
it.
wants to jump on it, you know, I try to do the challenge. Promo's kind of slow with it, but I'm still down for challenges accepted. You know, let's make it happen. You know, these Texas blog sites, I'm good friends with people that can get me in the mix with these blog sites. Man, I'm just doing it all independent, bro. Everything that I've done in this course, of every part of this music thing is independent, and I still work jobs. You know, and I'm still like a regular person at the end of the day. Everybody knows me as DeVonte, the goofy, like
Yeah,
uh, this kid
yeah,
that
man.
just I'm spiraling. You know, I always got a smile on my face. You know, if everybody knows me, they know I'm good. I'm a lifting spirit person. I'm not about no
Yeah,
drama or the negativity. Y'all can leave that bullshit out the window because I'm about peace and you know, you respect me, I respect you, bro. You know.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, as soon as like I said, we linked up in September. That was like the first vibe. Like I was able to like get vibes of everybody. Like meeting, some of the peeps for the first time and meeting you. I was like, oh yeah, he's cool, man. We got to get DeVonte to Ohio.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Hey, bro,
narrators.
I'm down, bro. I need to take an out of state trip, man. Only out of
Hey,
state places I've been to is Louisiana and Oklahoma.
hey,
So
I'm I'm sure, like I said, we can make something happen here. Me, narrator, Lahela, we have a studio up here. Obviously, we can do our thing,
yeah,
and obviously we have tons of shows we can get you on, man. I think people in Ohio would love to hear the sound because there's that unique Texas sound. In Ohio, I feel like we experiment with a lot of sounds because we're up here or over here, I guess more so that way is New York, and then you have Texas down here, and I've been to Texas a few times, so I've been able to experience the different sounds from down south to the East Coast. Out west, I've been in Vegas. They got a different sound, a little bit more upbeat, up tempo. Ohio, we kind of take a little bit in morph these different sounds into like Ohio sound. There's a few artists that I feel like you can go, that's Ohio sound, but a lot of times I feel like inspired because we are in a spot where a lot of people or a lot of states are nearby. Or, what I'm saying, I don't know. I feel like that's the one thing that Texas has, that unique sound. When we got to San Antonio, me and Cliche, we made sure we put on some Texas music. We put on some vibes, some 808, some bass. I mean, we just vibed out, man.
yeah, man. That's what it's all about, bro. It's about I'm a big fan of the East Coast too. Our EPMDs, the um, I can go for days, man. The Public Enemy, Eric B and Rakim. Rakim is like in me, bro. Like for real. LL Cool J's, man. My Big Daddy Kane's, man. Then I got a lot of influences, so you can hear it in my music, bro. Like in my West Coast, I got love for the West Coast. I got love for the East Coast. I got love for the West Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
and, and that's
nah,
the thing. I feel like Ohio's like a mix between like I said, and maybe I'm not doing the best job of explaining it, but I feel like we we have this sound, and then we hear a little bit of this from New York, or this from out west, or this from Texas. We hear,
right.
and it's like a morph, like a blend of sorts. So I think Ohio has a sound, but then it just gets amplified with whatever you're influenced by. Like, what do you listen to the most outside of your state? And I think that's the most interesting thing I've seen in terms of, I've been doing music here, 7 years. I've been doing it here my whole career.
You
But
know
but
tight ass music, bro. Hell yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know that
yeah,
tight ass shit. You and Cliche, bro. So I
yeah,
fuck
man.
with that shit, man. And I know that show was kind of like last time, but I know we gonna make this show pretty big. I try to get a lot of people onto it, but hey, people want to support, they want to support, and San Antonio, they don't really have that good support method. So like, but when you'll get love like in Austin or San Antonio, or I mean, Austin and Houston and Dallas, you'll get love from there. You'll get love in your own city, but it's just like you gotta get that boost, you know, and people will
Yeah.
start to mess with you a little bit more.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you've been doing it. You've been doing the dang thing, man. And I mean, that's
Um,
really where I'm kind of at with it. We're gonna talk about what you have. I know I've been teasing it all show. We're gonna talk about what you got coming up here, show wise, and then maybe some what else you have planned. But I'm gonna ask you. I have 5 random questions here for you that are gonna be completely not necessarily music related. But I'm gonna ask you 5 questions, and you just answer the best of your ability. And then we'll ask you what you got coming up here this month, coming up in the rest of the year, and then where people can find you. All right.
and
So, all right, cool. Let's go. Question 1. I've been asking everybody this one, and I feel like I got to ask you, DeVonte. We're calling this like the last dinner. If you were to have a last dinner, like they said, all right, nothing bad happens. You just can't eat food anymore. You get one more dinner. What is your dinner? What are you having?
man, Papa Do's, Papa
What
Do's.
What is that?
Papa Do's is like, man, it's like a seafood joint, man. And
Okay.
over here in Texas, man, we got Papa Do's. It's that fish fry is a motherfucker. You got
It's a restaurant or it's a dish, Papados?
it's a restaurant. It's a restaurant.
Okay, okay,
We got
okay,
a restaurant. That's
okay,
that's yeah, that's what I want. And if I can't have it, pizza. I'm gonna
okay,
regularize doing pizza.
okay. What's a good mom and pop shop pizza wise? I know, like everybody can go to the chains. What's a good mom and pop shop?
Big Lou's.
Okay,
Big
all
Lou's.
right,
We got Big Lou's out here. Their pizza is so fucking big. Like
Big
man,
Lou's.
their
Okay,
pizza is huge.
yeah.
Man.
All right. Well, hey, I'll be there in a few weeks, so
Yeah,
I'm
we
taking a
go.
note.
I'm
Taking a
gonna take
note.
you. I'm gonna take you to the spots that be popping. You know what
All
I'm saying?
right, cool,
Yeah.
cool. That was all question 1. Question 2, I got here for you, Devontae. All right, you're in a room, past or present, with whoever, celebrities, influencers, inventors, anybody you could think of. Who do you want to sit in the room with and have a conversation with? 3 people.
That's easy, bro. MC, DJ Screw, and man, there's man. I'm gonna name you a lot of people, not just 3, man. Uh, um, my third one. It can be living too, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Al Green.
That's a good one,
Al Green.
Devontae.
Al
That's a
Green.
good one. Okay, okay. All right, all right. I know you're in warm weather right now in Texas. I know I told you before we started. I think it's 48. I believe me and Papa Moon were checking. It's 48 is the high here in Cleveland, Ohio today.
Damn.
Yeah. I know you having good warm weather there. I still would like to ask whether it's for business, music related, or if it's just to venture off and have a vacation for a moment. What are 3 spots in the United States you'd travel to? No, no, I take it back. I'll make it a little bit more interesting. 1 spot in the United States, and then 1 spot outside of the United States.
Hmm. Cali. I want to go
Okay.
to Cali.
Okay.
And outside of the United States. Hmm. Tokyo.
That's a good one. That's a
Tokyo.
good one. That's a
I
good
mean,
one.
yeah, I want to see how the Tokyo lifestyle is.
Okay. Okay. I see it, bro. I see you. All right. Perfect. I got a few more here for you. If somebody is going to listen to DeVonte for the first time and they need like an idea of who you are as an artist, what song are you telling them to listen to?
I'm gonna tell them to listen to first of all Downside Boot, and
Yep.
then a natural thing, and I
Okay.
have a whole album. Just it's called the natural thing. So that whole album, and then they can go to listen to my little EPs or whatever, just the beginnings, and then they can listen to my new stuff.
Yeah. And just real quick, talk to me a little bit behind the album there for people that maybe dive into the album for the first time. Just I guess a second question for that question, but just kind of talk to me about the album for people that are about to go check it out after they hear this.
A natural thing, it started off like in 2021. You know, after the pandemic, I was working on a lot of music during the pandemic. The pandemic, it gave me so much opportunities. I was doing homeschool. I'm 20 years old. You know, I'm young doing everything.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, I was like, man, when I'm doing homeschool stuff, I'm also working on music and I'm making beats. Like I'm trying to take notes of what they're doing in my classroom, and then I'm also like taking notes on what I was supposed to do in my music. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm jotting my lyrics, and I'm also making my beats. So that whole album, it was basically off the strength of the pandemic and what I could work on. And if you hear that album, my music is Texas influenced a lot, but I'm also influenced by Memphis music. So like 3 6 Mafia, A Ball and MJG, Tom Ski Mask, DJ Squeaky, Blackout, Lil Noid, DJ.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Sound. DJ Sound, he did something for me that I will always appreciate and I would love. He was on my last album and he did the interlude for that album, and I really appreciate DJ Sound. DJ Sound, the Fraser Click, yes sir, salutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I listened to it because of my cousins. My cousins, they put me on a lot of Memphis music too, so I dug deeper into what they were listening to, and I'm like, say man, you need to hear Tommy Wright the Third, like, and you need to hear like these different artists from Memphis that the sound is so different, and I couldn't get any nobody was understanding what I was saying until like the funk music started. This in Suicide Boys, they were making like those samples in that type of music, so nobody really understood where I was coming from until, oh, I like what it's saying, what they're saying in the background. What are they saying in the background? I'm like, bro, that's a Memphis sample, like y'all don't understand my drip or something. Like y'all don't get what I'm where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like later on, when um you started getting out of high school and everybody was like texting me, they're like, man, I just heard this rapper, Gangsta Pat, and I don't know why we clowned you for listening to that type of music. Because this is hard right here, like the whole evil pimp thing. I'm like, bro, I've been telling y'all, but y'all just didn't listen to me.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
So that
hey.
album is basically the cowbells. If you hear those funk type beats, you'll hear like
Yeah.
the heavy cowboy, the do 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 do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just basically Memphis influence.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. And I got to ask you, I see some cars obviously on the back wall there with some of the cover arts and everything. We talked about the cars out there, and they got some cool ones out down in Texas. What if you were to have your dream car? What would be your dream car?
And I've been debating on this for a long time, man. I'm like, should I get a new car? Like my dreams. I'm like, I want a new car, or do I want like an old school?
I
And I'm
feel
like,
it.
man, the new cars, eh. But the old school cars, man, I want a Cutlass. I want a Cutlass with monoblocks. Monoblocks are choppers. They're like so like the BMW sign, but a little thicker. Those are the rims that we roll on down south. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want a Cutlass on monoblocks. That's my goal. And for a new car, I want to you know, uh, modify it to where it looks like super clean. I want to
I love it.
slab Cadillacs. Like man, I
Yeah.
want to I want to be that. I want to be that like old school guy just pulling up. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
I love
and
it.
in
I
those
love
different
it.
roles, man.
I love it. I want an El Camino. That's mine. An El
Oh
Camino.
fuck, man. Oh dang, you got my ass right there, bro. Them motherfucking El Caminos, man. My
An El
homeboy he
Camino.
took me to a wrecking yard like last month,
Yeah.
and he showed me this car. He's like, man, this dude wants $900 for it. I'm like, what? I, when I when I was working, I was like, oh, bet. I started pulling out my wallet. You know what I mean? I was like, whatever. And then I thought about it. And I'm like, the issues that are gonna come with it.
It was a Camino.
Man, it was a Chevy.
Okay, okay.
It was a Chevy. It was I wish it was a El Camino, man.
I was like, for $900. I was like, man, there
But
must have been some stuff going on with that car, bro.
let's see if I can find it, man. But I don't know, man. I tried to
I
get
feel it.
that car, but it was just, man. It's I thought about it. I'm like, I'm gonna have to put this into it, put that into it.
Yeah, yeah,
Bust
that's
my
cool.
ass at work. Like fuck, man.
Yeah. I feel it, DeVonte. I feel it. Well, hey, I appreciate you obviously sharing a ton there. I mean, in terms of like the last 40 minutes or so we've been conversing. Want you to tell the people where they can find you in terms of shows. Like, what do you have coming up show wise for you?
Well, show wise, I got coming up. This is a show for next Friday. It's at South by Southwest ATX Austin West. This is my first out of town show, so we finna get a crump. Doing down south boogie and maybe some other classics. Some other music that I have, some new music probably. I got a song called Vibrate with my bro J Star, and I got more music coming up with my bro Freon, Westside Free, Point Mafia Records. We got a lot of stuff, man. I got a lot of projects coming out with J Baby, a lot of my Houston folks, some of my San Antonio people. Hopefully I can do something with Lil Yoda and Lambo, my bros. Like I got stuff with AJ. Oh, matter of fact, y'all look out. This Friday, I got a show. Not a show. I got a video shoot for a song that I made called "Boys from the South." If
Okay.
you think Down South Boogie was lit, man, wait till y'all hear "Boys from the South."
Okay. You heard that here first. You're on Conversation with Eli Moon. You heard it. You heard it.
And then I got the show with Eli. It's March the 20th.
You got it. Yep.
20,
March 20th.
20th.
Yep.
Yeah, Studio 210, shout out my boy Scarface, shout out my boy
Yes.
Antonio. Yeah, we in the mix, bro, for real.
Yeah, Thriller in Texas Festival. Shout out Scarface Promotions and myself, Eli Moon. We are co-promoting the show. So I wasn't shouting myself out there. I was just mentioning that we were in co-promotion. Scarface. But shout out Scarface. He's been awesome working with him. And the last time in September, working with him in Studio 210. I mean, very hospitable, just very friendly people. And it was a great venue, great time. And I'm excited to we've been conversing for the last 3-4 months or so, just having conversations about this show. But yeah, shout out Scarface, shout out Studio 210. We're very excited to be back there. But yeah, we're putting that on. DeVonte's a busy guy this week or this month, so make sure you check out obviously the video shoot this Friday. That's available for the public, so people can go be in the video if they're around.
Oh, everybody, man,
Okay.
yeah, all y'all, man. If you can come down, bro, and do this video shoot, man. We gonna get y'all to come out here, bro.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
For sure. If y'all want to reach me, I give out my number, so I'm Mike Jones in this shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
0-439-4915 for bookings, production, engineering, anything. Y'all want me to split a 16? It's gonna cost you some money, but we gonna be straight. If you want to follow me, my Instagram is DeVonte DEVONTE 210TX. That's the same on TikTok, the same on SoundCloud, and YouTube is DeVonte 210.
I love it. DeVonte is always somebody you should go see if you're in Texas because he brings a lot of energy. He is, first off, just a great person. I mean, he's going to shake hands with you, smile, have a good conversation, and then he's going to absolutely rock the stage. So you should go out there. If you're in Texas, if you're in Austin next week for South by Southwest, you got to go see DeVonte. I'll be out there as well. So me and DeVonte will be running around Austin, Texas. I'm sure we'll run into each other at some point. And
we got to hang out. We got to go to a restaurant out there, man. I know y'all probably got one, but if we go to Texas Roadhouse, man, we definitely got to get y'all to come out there, man.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be there. I got my guy Cliche, got some other Ohio artists coming with me. that I'm very excited. So yeah, we'll be there very soon, my bro. And but yes, if you're in Austin, if you're in San Antonio, make sure you see DeVonte next week, or March 12th rather. That is at South by Southwest during that weekend, and then March 20th, San Antonio Thriller and Texas Festival. You can catch him there performing on that show as well. So DeVonte, man, I'm so excited to see you here in a few weeks, very, very soon. And not even a few weeks, I mean, a little over a week. So I'm excited to see you. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to speak with me. And do you have any final words for anybody out there?
Man,
any advice to a new artist or anybody out there that maybe is seeing this for the first time, seeing you being 20 years old, like maybe some advice to a new artist maybe?
Well, first of all, you can't do nothing without putting God first, man. Like, the reason why I feel like I'm so successful right now and what I'm getting, the dreams that I'm getting accomplished, is putting God first, man. And you gotta be working, man. Like, it's cool to have like side hustles or whatever, but like you gotta, maintain and keep a job too. So like the things that you gotta do it's not an easy game. Like if I make it seem like it's an easy game, I'm sorry, it's really not. But you got to just keep hustling and keep grinding and keep working at it. I work my ass off to do everything that I can to make sure my career is a success. And any artist out there that has the hunger and grind, if you don't got the hunger and grind, it's not just for you. You know what I'm saying? You got to like really push yourself to become the greatest.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That is DeVonte, my bro, over to my right, your left. He is out of San Antonio, Texas. DeVonte 210TX on you can get him on Instagram. Obviously DeVonte on all the streaming platforms. Check him out. Down South Boogie, all the great stuff. I mean, he just told you a ton of music. Go check it out. So check it out and keep a lookout for everything coming up with him in 2026. DeVonte, thank you so much, my bro. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, Eli. You know how we rock here, bro. And bro, God bless you, bro. We keeping it going this year, man. And the next year's and the next year's and the next year's, man. So we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it all afloat, man.
Absolutely. Well, before we get out of here, DeVonte, I do have to let you know one more final thing. And I just being bros with you, I'd have to let you know about the newest sponsor of the Inside Edge Network. It is Alley Rose Fragrances. Now, there's a cool deal. I'm going to show you something here. Okay, watch this. Boom. 20% off your entire order if you use the code InsideEdge20, DeVonte. So if you use that, you can go ahead and get a candle, a body mist, something like that. I don't know if you have a special lady in your life or something that you might need to get, a fragrance for.
Your boy's single, but hey, man, they're saying, I can bring up a lady in the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, with that being said, if you do need the code, DeVonte, it is Inside Edge 20. You get 20% off your entire order, however. And just figured I'd let you know with springtime. I mean, I know it's nice all the time down there, but it's gonna get nice here. So we're starting to light the candles up in the Moon household.
Hey man, let's do it, bro. Hey man, anything to keep it fresh up in my room,
Yep, absolutely.
Anywhere else, I even let my family know. I got a lot of females in my family, so definitely go tap in with them, show them that.
Hey, well, you heard DeVonte. You've heard him for the last about hour or so. A lot to learn about him. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you. Make sure you follow the Inside Edge Network at Inside Edge Net. Follow DeVonte at DeVonte210TX. Check him out on all streaming platforms at DeVonte. Again, I'm Eli Moon. This is Conversations with Eli Moon, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Peace.